Work hard, and one day you'll succeed. How many times have you heard that? It sounds like advice, but in practice, it's a trap. Machiavelli already taught the masses are only controlled when they believe in unattainable promises. The work hard narrative doesn't exist to set you free, but to keep you busy while you spend your energy trying to climb the ladder. Those at the top change the rules of the game and applaud your effort from the VIP lounge. In this video, I'm going to show you how this narrative was created to keep you obedient, exhausted, and grateful for crumbs. Because those who truly win never play the same game as everyone else. They learn to manipulate beliefs, not just follow orders. Work hard. Nothing comes easy. Success is sweat, not luck. It sounds beautiful, encouraging, even noble. But behind this apparent motivation, there's something more dangerous than you might think. This message, which seems harmless at first glance, is actually one of the most effective tools of social control ever created. A silent, invisible, tireless machine that consumes time, energy, health, and, above all, dreams in exchange for empty promises and ever more distant rewards. The most alarming part: millions keep believing in it, not out of naivety, not for lack of intellect, but for lack of time and space to question, for lack of a pause, for lack of air, because this idea that simply working hard is enough to guarantee a better future wasn't born by accident. It was built brick by brick, strategy by strategy, by those who realized early on the value of domesticating hopes for their own benefit. While you work yourself to the bone, someone, somewhere, profits from your sweat. Today, my invitation is this. Let's deconstruct this illusion together. Let's look directly at the work hard message and understand how it stopped being guidance and became a weapon of silent manipulation. A trap that imprisons millions every day, without visible bars. Imagine a system so sophisticated that it convinces you from childhood that you alone are responsible for your success or failure. A system that makes you carry the weight of the world on your shoulders, pushes you to believe that if you haven't gotten anywhere, it's only because you didn't try hard enough. If you're still struggling to pay the bills, it's your fault. You didn't study enough. If you didn't get the promotion, it's because you didn't give 100%. If you haven't found fulfillment, clearly it's because you didn't put in enough effort. On paper, it seems fair, meritocratic. In practice, it's a trap disguised as justice. This narrative, wrapped in catchy phrases, self-help bestsellers, advertising campaigns, corporate slogans, and even political speeches, is one of the greatest emotional frauds of modern times. The goal is clear: to make you take the blame for playing a game whose rules you didn't write and that were never made to favor you. The problem isn't you. The problem is the game. And it's designed so that, no matter how hard you try, there will always be a new goal, a new requirement, a new barrier. When you finally achieve something, a promotion, a raise, a diploma, a certain status, you realize, almost too late, that it wasn't what you were promised. Or you realize that the price you paid was too high. Time, health, relationships, peace of mind. And no one ever asked if that was what you truly wanted. Let's go back in time. Since the dawn of the Industrial Revolution, the idea was sold that hard work is a virtue, redemption, spiritual elevation. God helps those who wake up early. They used to say, he who does not work does not deserve to eat. But who decided that human value would be measured by productivity? Who defined that the pinnacle of achievement would be being busy all the time, always in motion, always running? It was the system, the power, the economic elite, those who understood, and still understand today, that the more exhausted you are, the less you question. The more tired you are, the less you dream. And those who don't dream, Don't rebel. Thus, work stopped being a means of sustenance and became an end in itself. It turned into a daily ritual, where every extra hour is seen as a virtue, every personal sacrifice a medal, every sleepless night a badge of honor. And deep down, everyone believes that effort is always proportional to reward. If it worked out, congratulations. If it didn't, you failed. That's the perfect manipulation. Because, in reality, the person who works hard doesn't always advance. They just keep the machine running. Have you ever stopped to reflect on how much of your life was invested in something that, deep down, never fulfilled you? How many cold mornings? How many sleepless nights? How many missed birthdays? How many interrupted conversations? All in the name of a paycheck that's almost never enough. And even so, few people complain. Why? Because we've internalized the message. If you're not happy, work harder. If you didn't progress, you didn't do enough. If you didn't succeed, you didn't deserve to succeed. And so, guilt becomes a constant companion. Frustration, a sign of weakness. Exhaustion, a badge of honor. That's why people celebrate those who work 14 hours a day, who never take vacations, who answer emails on Sunday, who wake up before the sun and go to bed after it, as if that were a synonym for success. In reality, it's exhaustion disguised as achievement, and the system loves it. The more you run, the less time you have to look at the map and realize you might be going in the wrong direction. The work hard narrative only works if it comes with a magical promise. One day, it will all be worth it. Work until your dreams recognize you. Sacrifice the present, because the future will be brilliant. Hold on, your turn will come soon. And so, millions keep running, driven by this invisible hope, driven by the fear of being left behind, driven by a silent anxiety about missing out on the great reward. But in practice, how often does that reward arrive? And when it does, is it really what you expected? The truth is harsh. The promise is fulfilled for only a few, and even for those few, it often doesn't bring the meaning they hoped for. The real reward is on the journey, in the now, in the moments you live. But obsession with the future steals the present, day after day. And the irony appears. We run so much, suffer so much, sacrifice so much, but forget to feel, to savor the journey, to build meaning outside the script that was imposed on you. Look at your path so far. How many years dedicated to something that never truly brought fulfillment? How many personal projects left for later? How many dreams put on hold until the crisis is over? How many hours invested in jobs that don't even recognize your real value? The question that remains is brutal. Are you building a life for yourself? Or just sustaining a system that only sees you as a disposable part? The first step to breaking this cycle is realizing that the work hard narrative doesn't exist to lift you up. It exists to keep you busy, distracted, and boxed in. Question it. Reflect on what is truly worthwhile. Redefine the price of your effort. Freedom doesn't come from working more. It comes from working with purpose, from knowing where your energy truly makes sense. It comes from choosing which battles to fight, from defining your own worth, from refusing to be just another cog in the machine. Maybe real success isn't about reaching the top, but about finally asking the right question. What is my own value? What is the value of my life, my time, my dreams? That answer no one can give you. And maybe, just maybe, the first step toward a meaningful life begins when you decide courageously to stop running to please the system and finally start running toward yourself.